Good day and welcome to American TV News. I am Simiala Emanuela. Now to begin the news, here are some of our top stories. Anyama state creation closer to reality as NAS Joint Committee approves one state for Southeast. Delta herbalist arrested as police recover two murder victim bodies. On business, Dangote announces expansion target to become world's largest refinery at 1.4 million ppd. On sports, Super Eagles to face Egypt in pre-AFCON friendly. Now the news in full. The National Assembly Joint Committee on Constitution Review has unanimously endorsed the request for the creation of an additional state in the Southeast geopolitical zone. The Southeast is the only zone with 5 states, while others have 6 states, with the exception of the Northwest with 7 states. The lawmakers endorsed the request at a 2-day retreat in Lagos, where the committee reviewed 55 proposals for state creation across the country. However, Senator Nwankwo's pursuit of Anyoma State has blended grassroots mobilization, legislative diplomacy, and broad-based consensus building. Within the Senate, he has reportedly secured the signatures of over 90 senators supporting the Anyoma cause as a rare show of bipartisan backing. Beyond the chambers, he has engaged governors, traditional rulers, and civil society organizations across Nigeria, presenting Anyoma's quest not as an ethnic demand, but as a national call for fairness and equity. Several months after the Nigerian Railway Corporation (NRC) suspended commercial services on the Warri-Itakpe train route, the corporation at the weekend announced it would resume operations again on October 29, 2025. In April, the NRC announced the suspension of the service after the train developed a major fault and abandoned hundreds of commuters in the middle of nowhere. They were later evacuated after a long wait. In a statement over the weekend, the NRC stated that the suspension was necessary to carry out repairs, maintenance, and system checks on the track and rolling stock to guarantee the comfort, reliability, and safety of passengers. Chief Public Relations Officer of the NRC, Callistus Unemadu, in a statement stated that the online booking portal would open by 12 noon on Monday, 27th October 2025, about 48 hours before resumption. Passengers are advised to book early through its designated stations. It further disclosed that operations will commence with 7 coaches, 6 standard class, and 1 business class, while a temporary timetable incorporating speed restrictions for safety monitoring would be released on the same day. The Delta State Police Command has nabbed a 20-year-old herbalist, Amechi Okonkenye, and his stepbrother for the kidnapping and killing of 2 persons and recovered bodies in Owa Alidima, Ika Northeast local government area of Delta State. The spokesperson for the command, SP Edafe Bright, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday in Asaba, the Delta State capital. The PPRO stated that surveillance was led around the herbalist shrine at Owa Alidima in Ika Northeast local government area for days until he was arrested on October 23rd, 2025, while hiding inside a refrigerator. Upon arrest of the herbalist, Amechi Okonkoye, aged 20 years, he confessed that both he and his brother, Smart Okonkeye, 26 years, kidnapped the victim, Friday Liberty, and the motorcycle rider identified as Isioma Ubeje, who carried him to the shrine. It stated that the remains of the victims, which was earlier dumped in a sockaway pit by the shrine, had been evacuated and deposited at the mortuary for autopsy. In the meantime, the arrest of Okwekenye brothers reflects a disturbing pattern of ritual-related killings linked to herbalists across Nigeria. Delta Airlines has deployed its next generation Airbus A350 to 900 and A330 to 900 neo aircraft on the Lagos Atlanta route. The airline made this known through a statement made available to newsmen on Sunday. The statement noted that by the late November, the route will be operated with a mix of the A350 to 900 and A330 to 900 neo aircraft. Starting in early December, Delta plans to operate all Lagos Atlanta flights exclusively with the A350-900, its flagship long-haul aircraft. These upgraded operations, according to the airline, would continue throughout the winter season to meet the high travel and cargo demand characteristic of the holidays. Moving on to entertainment. Europe-based Nigerian Afrobeat sensation Charles Onyebo made history on October 24, 2025, as he sold out the iconic Hard Rock Cafe in Firenze, Italy. Charles, who is the son of Afro-funk legend William Onyebo, delivered a high-energy performance that seamlessly blended Afrobeat, soul, funk, and modern rhythm, a sound that's distinctly his own. The night also featured a stellar lineup of guest performances, including DJ Obas, DJ Top G, UK-based Afrobeat personality Adobs Olajide, Henry Afrobeat Rome, Young Game, and Pharaoh, among others. Speaking after the show, Charles Onyabo expressed heartfelt gratitude to his fans and team members, also performing hit tracks such as Ifenkili, as he did play in the show, and his recent club anthem, Kokoko. Charles commanded the stage with a magnetic presence that had the audience dancing from start to finish. Now on business news. Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man and president of Dangote Refinery, has announced the intention to expand its 650,000 barrel per day refinery to become the world's largest at 1.4 million barrels per day. He disclosed this at a briefing in Lagos on Sunday. He noted that if the expansion is achieved, his refinery would topple the Jamnagar Refinery in India with 1,240,000 barrels per day as the largest refinery in the world. According to him, the facility will also expand the production of propylene from 900,000 metric tons to 2.4 million metric tons per annum. However, business mogul Femi Otedola has lauded the long-time associate and Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, following the announcement of a major expansion of the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. Commending Dangote's vision, Otedola said the billionaire's relentless commitment to investing in Nigeria and Africa will outlive him, describing the project as a generational legacy that would transform the continent's industrial landscape. He added that Nigerians would soon have the opportunity to own part of the refinery, a move he said reflects the inclusive nature of Dangote's vision for national growth. Now on the foreign scene, King Charles III will unveil a memorial to lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender military personnel at his first official engagement in support of the LGBT plus community. It was illegal to be gay in the British military until 2000, and those who were gay or were perceived to be faced intrusive investigations, dismissal, and, in some cases, imprisonment. The memorial, named and opened later, is dedicated to people from the LGBT plus community now serving in the forces, as well as to mark the suffering of those who served under the ban. Affected veterans say the monument signifies closure after decades of campaigning first to change the law and then push the government to make reparations. Finally, on the world of sports. The Super Eagles of Nigeria will clash with Egypt in the pre-2025 Africa Cup of Nations friendly in December. The encounter is slated for the Cairo International Stadium on Sunday, 14th December 2025. Nigeria and Egypt will use the friendly to prepare for the AFCON, which will kick off in Morocco on December 21st. The Super Eagles will start their preparations for the biennial tournament on December 10th. Eric Chile's side are expected to play more warm-ups before the start of the competition. Egypt will take part in four-nation tournament in Dubai with Uzbekistan, Iran, and Cape Verde next month as part of their preparations for AFCON 2025. The Super Eagles are drawn in Group C with Uganda, Tunisia, and Tanzania. Also, the Pharaohs will face South Africa, Angola, and Zimbabwe in Group B. Now to end the news, recap on our headlines. Unanimously creation closer to reality as NAS Joint Committee approves one state for Southeast. Delta herbalist arrested as police recover two murder victims' bodies. On business, Dangote announces expansion target to become world's largest refinery at 1.4 million BPD. On sports, Super Eagles to face Egypt in pre-AFCON friendly. That ends the news from Mayor Kings TV as read and edited by Timiola Emanuela. Thanks for watching.